Welcome to Recap 1. As the Gods Will or Kami-sama no Utori is a Japanese film released in 2014. This film tells the story of a group of students who are forced to play a game that threatens their lives. The story begins with some students whose lives are very boring. And the scene moves in the classroom, then comes a Daruma doll that appears from the sky. This doll forces the students to follow the game. If they don't join the game, the Daruma doll will kill them. The game is easy. The Daruma will sing facing the blackboard and his back to the students. When the Daruma finished singing, he would turn to face the students and no one was allowed to move. When they move a little, then the Daruma will kill them. During the game, many victims died because their heads were crushed. A student told that to end the game, they must press the button behind the body of the Daruma before the time runs out. All students tried to press the button, but unfortunately many failed and had to die. Long story short, there are only two people left. Shun Takahata and Sataki. Because time is running out, they have to think of a quick way to end the game. A plan is drawn up with Shun, who is assisted by jumping with Sataki. Finally they managed to press the button and ended the game. Unfortunately, in the Daruma game only one person chose one. The winner in this game was the one who pressed the button on the Daruma body. In the end, Sataki had to die. After the Daruma game, Shun Takahata met Ichika Akamoto. And they both find a way out to leave the school. Unfortunately, there are no doors or windows that can be used to escape. Long story short, there is only one door that can be used, and then they head to the basketball court. In the room they continued the second game called Cat and Belle. To end this game they had to put the Belle ball into a ring in the big cat doll. Long story short, there is a student basketball athlete named Mikanori Taira who tries to put a Belle ball into the ring. Unfortunately, the ball was caught by the cat. Finally, Mikanori Taira died because the cat threw the ball. Shun made a plan to trick the cat by throwing two balls. The cat was fooled, but unfortunately the throw did not enter the ring. Then Takeru Amaya came and then put the ball into the ring. Long story short, the cat was silent and said that in this game there were only 3 winners. Finally, Takeru kills the players with his own hands, leaving only Shun and Ichika. On the other hand, there are many reports that inform students who have disappeared and died horribly. Then a strange object was seen crossing the Japanese sky. The Japanese Prime Minister declared to carry out an emergency evacuation because he thought this was a terrorist attack. A Tadakatsu opinion said that this incident was not an attack from terrorists, but from aliens. The scene shifts to school, where the third game begins immediately. The name of this game is Kagoma Kagoma. To end this game, the player must guess which of the 4 dolls is behind it. Players must be blindfolded and guess at the allotted time. The game begins. Those who are wrong and don't answer will soon die. Long story short, it's Shun's turn. And he managed to guess who the doll was behind him. Finished the game, Shun and the others gathered in the room when suddenly a doll head appeared that had 7 keyholes. To complete the game in this level, the players have to collect 7 keys and open them at the same time, but unfortunately they only have 4 keys. Then came Takeru with 3 keys. Long story short, they managed to finish this game and move on to the next game by wearing the cold clothes that have been provided. The game continues with them heading to the snowy room. There is a big white teddy bear named Shirokuma. In this game, the bear will ask questions and must be answered honestly. If anyone is lying, they will be killed, and the game will be over if the participant manages to find out who is lying. The bear then asks some questions. When the participants answered the questions, the bear said that some of them still lied. Those who lie are eventually killed by the bears. Shun, who is suspicious of this game, then thinks and finds out that the one who is lying in this game is the bear Shirokuma. Long story short, the bear that was cornered then went berserk, and then he was trapped in the steam which transformed him into his true form, which was a black bear. After that, the bear named the winner in this game. Long story short, Shun and the others continued to stage 5. This game is tending cans. The way to play in this stage is that the participants on guard must pick up cans and put them in a predetermined place. When the first person on guard picks up the can, the other participants have to hide somewhere. Before the sun goes down, the man on guard must find among those who are hiding and put him in prison. Another participant whose whereabouts are unknown can release the imprisoned person by kicking the can. However, when they did, the can exploded. The game begins, and Takeru is the first to stand guard. Other participants then start looking for a hiding place. Quickly, Takeru can take the can and put it in the designated place. After placing the can in the designated place, Takeru quickly managed to catch 2 participants and left Shun and Ichika. Long story short, only Shun hasn't been caught by Takeru. Shun, who was hiding in the warehouse, found the armor, and then used it to fight Takeru. Takeru thought that Shun would kick the can. A fight ensued between Shun and Takeru, while Shun tied Takeru with an iron chain in his stomach. Long story short, Shun pulled Takeru into the sea, so Takeru was attracted and fell. While Shun managed to escape and survived, Takeru, who was interested in it, managed to survive. And simultaneously they both ran to kick the can. In the end, Shun managed to kick the can, and when the can was kicked there was no explosion. Long story short, they managed to finish the game without anyone dying. After that, they get ice cream and eat it. It turns out that on the ice cream stick there is an inscription, "You are dead." While the lucky ones were only 2 participants, the only people who managed to pass were Shun and Takeru. They were greeted with joy by Japanese citizens who witnessed near the foreign object. Shun said that there was no god. Then the doll disagreed with Shun's words and showed the old man like a tramp.